Alright guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be showing you guys how to make this simple cartoon rocket ship. It's been something that I like to do as like a beginner, and it's quite simple, so I like to share it with you guys today. Without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so this video is more of like for the beginners to Blender who kind of know the controls a little bit and kind of want to experiment with what they can do. So first thing, I really advise you find a reference image for your rocket ship. It could be anything. You can also like even sketch your own if you want, but you really need kind of like something to start off with, and it will like kind of save a lot of time, because if you just start your model like blank, you don't really know what you're kind of working up to, so it will kind of come down afterwards. So yeah, with some amount of experience, I kind of advise you with that. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna delete my default cube, and I'm gonna go to front view right here, and I'm gonna press Shift A to add a image and a reference image. Now you're probably gonna need a reference image, so I'm gonna put the one I'm using in the description. You can use whatever you want though. There we go. So I'm gonna move it up right here, and I'm gonna kind of put it in the middle. There we go. Okay, so here's the rocket, and let me actually move it back. So GY, move it back. Okay, so to start off with, we are gonna need, the main body part of the rocket. So you can press Shift A, Mesh, and Cylinder. So we're gonna be using a cylinder, and let's move it up here, kind of put the width for the bottom. Okay, and let's go into edit mode, and I'm gonna loop cut, and I'm gonna click and slide it down here at where the metal part ends, and I'm going to press S to scale and make it bigger. Right here, S to scale, make it bigger. So I'm going to press E again, and I'm pretty much going to kind of repeat this. This is a pretty simple process, and it's pretty efficient and good, so yeah, I guess so. Yeah. So we're gonna kind of get something like this now. As you can see, it's the shape of the rocket. Now there's one little trick that I want to do. You see right here at this layer, let's turn on X-ray. Right here where it kind of switches, we can loop cut and slide it up like this and scale the thing. Press S. This will kind of create like a layer for when the part separates, so it kind of gives you like a feel that it has like double layers, which I kind of like. We can also do it for the bottom right here, like that, as you can see. Pretty nice. So yeah, and next part is gonna be the windows. So what we can do is we can add another cylinder. Let's move it up. We can also turn on X-ray again if you want. You can click right up here, or press Alt Z. My bad, should have said that earlier, but okay. So now I'm going to rotate this by 90 degrees, and I'm going to scale it down and bring it to the front like that. Okay, and I'm gonna just put it in the center like this, and I'm gonna go into edit mode. So now let's unopen that, and we're gonna press I to inset like this, and we're gonna extrude it inwards. Let's not go in too much so that we still have space for the glasses, and let's go in a little bit like that. Okay, this is pretty nice. Let's duplicate it and move it over here. Rotate it on the Z-axis by 180 degrees, like that. And let's move it in like that, as you can see. So now we have like a nice little window for our rocket ship. You can feel free to adjust the scale right here. like this, and scaling it Shift Y, which you can adjust like the width of the window like that a little bit. Okay, then now finally we just need to work on this kind of part. Now since we're gonna have to duplicate it and kind of rotate it around, we're going to like add a cube, because I think it's the most simplest thing to use to model this leg. I'm gonna go into edit mode and basically have the whole thing selected, and I'm gonna just move it like that, and I can loop cut and I can scale it on the z-axis. Yeah, so something like that. Oh boy. Then we can kind of move it like that, scale x-axis, scale x-axis, extrude, and there we go. Oh, well, we did something there. Well, you see, this part is kind of getting smaller. Now I just want it to be one like flat solid piece. So what we can do to fix this is a little technique. We're gonna select this whole edge, and we're going to scale it on the y-axis by 0. Basically, whenever you scale it on like a certain axis by 0, it just flattens the whole thing on that axis. So yeah, it's a nice technique that I kind of use. And there we go. I'm gonna scale it on the y-axis a little bit as well, as a whole, like that. And I'm going to first give it a subdivision surface modifier. Oh boy. You can go to the modifiers panel right here and add modifier, generate, and subdivision surface modifier right there. So now I'm going to go into edit mode, and basically what we can do is we can select these edges, as you can see. Oh boy. These edges. Okay, make sure I'm not missing anyone. And I can press Shift E and kind of increase this slide like that. Basically, when you do that, it kind of creases the edge, and whenever you have like a subdivision surface or something, it will kind of make it sharp for you. Let me just also do it for this part as well, so it kind of feels the whole thing. Yeah, okay. I can also shade smooth, shade out smooth it. So it's nice, and you can also give it like more subdivisions, so it's also more smooth. Then what we can do is we can duplicate this and rotate it on the z-axis by 90 degrees. Now if you've done it properly, the origin should stay at the cursor, and it should kind of rotate around the ship. Now I can select both of this, duplicate it, cancel, and then rotate on the z-axis by 180 degrees. And there we go. Nice. So now this is all great. Let's just finish it off with the rocket by giving it a subdivision surface modifier as well. And let's go in and crease some spots. So like right here, Alt select right here, Shift E to crease, Alt select right here, right there, crease. Nice. For example, the bottom here as well, I'm going to inset and extrude it inwards like this, so it kind of has a hole for the rocket, which is, you know, good. We can shade auto smooth this thing, and we could also give these windows a shape, the subdivision surface. I'm going to delete this side first because it's better to just work on one and duplicate it again. Add generate subdivision surface, and it's great that we can just smooth, crease the whole thing. Back in the day, I didn't know it was a thing, so I was just loop cutting everywhere. So kind of like that. Then you can, duplicate it, rotate it 180 degrees. You kind of move it in like that. There we go. So now we can finish it off by giving it some material like that. You can just add a new material, name it white, and then we can press new, give a new material. We're going to call this one red, and basically go into edit mode, and wherever you want it to be red, like the faces that you want it to be red, you can just select it, like right here and right here, and we can assign it, and don't forget to switch it to red. There we go. Now I'm gonna select this 4 legs and press Ctrl J to join them, and I'm gonna give it red. There we go. As well as the bottom right here. If you have like some area selected and you kind of want to increase the selection, like in a range, you can press Ctrl and plus on the numpad. Make sure it's on the numpad and not on the top. Okay, and just press it, and once you do that, it's gonna kind of gradually increase like that, as you can see, like by selecting the surrounding. And we can press plus, assign. This one we can call it gray, and let's give it a gray color. And right here as well, I'm gonna join them and give it a gray. Shade auto smooth. Add a new one. Let's call this one glass or something. You can call it blue if you want, if you're gonna make it blue. Like that, glass assign. And let's just make it blue for now. You can also color the hole right here, which is what I'm about to do. Call it black. It's important to stay organized in your projects, because sometimes you kind of have everything that is quite messy. Talking about being organized, up here let's name our parts, so that you can call this like the rocket itself, rocket, and right here we can call it a windows. Down here we can call it wings. So yeah, just make sure you're organized, that's all. And now this should be good. Now there's one thing is that you might want to kind of make it look metallic. If you want to go for this feel, sure, but so I think some people might be better with like a metallic color, which is what I did in the thumbnail. So to kind of go off with that, you basically just increase the metallic on the right here in the material properties all the way up, and you can lower the roughness to adjust like how rough it is. We can also do it for the gray parts. So increase the metallic, lower the roughness. For over here as well. And for the window and the glass, there's a thing called transmission right here. So we can open this and increase the weight. When you do this, it kind of gives off this like transparent feel, and you can just lower the roughness all the way down if you want, or just keep a little bit of roughness. Like that, as you can see. And you can have more of a metallic and more reflective rocket. So now you can feel free to kind of maybe like sketch your own like rockets and kind of experiment with a lot of things. It doesn't always need to be in a uniform kind of thing. So go crazy and just let your imagination and creativity run wild, I guess. Okay, so that should have been it for today's video. I really recommend you kind of try to make your own like variations of a rocket, and if you do, feel free to join our Discord server and share it with us. I've been into a lot of this like space stuff recently. Been watching like a lot of Chris Kazan, so yeah. Well, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. You know the drill. And I'll see you guys next week for another tutorial. Peace.